And good morning and welcome in. It is Mornings in Meridian here on this Wednesday morning, December the 20th, as we approach 10 minutes into the 7 o'clock hour, as we're right in the middle of the first hour of the two best hours of local live talk radio here in East Mississippi and West Alabama. And, we had a good run. It was 2 in a row, and we start over again. Rob and Charles in this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
We had a good run of 2.
It's kind of, this feels more normal when Roger's here. It's like, what is this? I got to sit in a different seat? I mean, everything's just like,
this
feels skewed.
I love how you say that. This feels more normal.
More normal. And that's really not normal anyway.
No, it's not. Nowhere in the ballpark.
Closer to normal than, anyway.
WALTmeridian.com. Of course, you can listen to the show live on our stream right now. And, of course, we're on Facebook Live. Hello, Facebookers. You can watch the show there at WALT Talk Radio on Facebook. Of course, we're on X and YouTube as well. Be sure to go like us and follow us there as well. A lot to get into on the show this morning. Got Laura Carmichael stopping by to see us later on this morning. Of course, she is the brand new president of the Navy League here in Mississippi. Of course, they had their big I guess you'd say, presentation last night and handing out some awards last night. And, of course, Roger Burke did a fantastic job as the president of that organization for a while now. And now I guess you would say the gavel,
right,
is passed over. So
the hammer.
So we'll talk with Laura about the Navy League, and of course, Laura also stays busy in other avenues with tourism here in Lauderdale County. So we'll talk with her coming up and see what's going on there as well. So lot to talk about with Laura. Of course, she's been on the show several times in the past, and got a lot of other local stories to get into this morning. Had a big robbery happen yesterday at a local convenience store. We'll talk about that. Also, a bridge that has been closed, seems like forever, is now finally reopened. And I actually got a chance to go across it yesterday, so I was a little excited.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's kind of near and dear to our heart out there close to Meehan. But anyway, also Meridian Police made some arrests yesterday that we'll talk about. And also the Meridian Fire Department has a brand new chief that was confirmed yesterday at the Meridian City Council meeting, and new weather radar is being installed right down the road here in Marion. Of course, when we had Wayman Newell on during his campaign for a supervisor, he talked about that with us, and that's about to happen real soon. Also, we're going to get into the Trump deal, of course.
Couldn't avoid that one.
The Colorado deal, which is just,
they've been smoking something out there.
Really bizarre.
Yeah.
Really bizarre stuff. And I think once this goes to the Supreme Court, I think it's going to probably get reversed, I would think. But we'll see what happens with it. But and also something we have not talked a whole lot about lately because the story has gone really, really quiet, and that is the welfare scandal here in Mississippi. It seems like there is a new twist on something else that's been unearthed about this whole scandal. It involves gold bars and a scam.
Wow, it's like Menendez down here in Mississippi.
Now we're getting a little bit.
We got some national news out of this.
Hey, we got the gold bars.
We do the gold too down here.
Exactly.
It's not just in Jersey.
And we ain't talking goldline.com neither.
Right.
There we go. So, but yeah, a lot to get into this morning. And of course, your phone calls as well. 601-485-9191 as we get going here on December the 20th, as the shopping days are growing very, very thin.
Dwindling rapidly.
Very much so.
Hey.
Well, as we get the show started this morning, of course, you hear us talk about a lot of great local advertisers. And folks, we really implore you to really go out and support these folks, especially during the holiday season and before we wrap up this year of 2023. And who we got first on the list this morning?
We got Doc's Toyota
Doc's.
right up the road in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Of course, they got all kinds of brand new 2024 Toyotas. Great quality cars. They got Camrys, Tacomas, 4Runners, Tundras, Highlanders, Corollas, you name it. If Toyota makes it, they've got them, and they've got plenty of them as well. They also have a huge selection of pre-owned inventory, all been through the rigorous multi-point Toyota inspection process, so you know it's a good quality car. Now, the great thing to do is, of course, you can drive up the road in Philadelphia, just a short trip, or go online, docstoyota.com. They've got all the inventory listed right there, so you just can shop for a car from your living room. How about that? But when you're ready to buy, always go to Doc's because there is no deal.
Like a Doc's deal.
He said it. There isn't. So you go see him there at, of course, Highway 16 West in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
All right, first call of the day. Let's go to it right now at 485-9191. Hey, caller, good morning.
What did I get for being first?
We'll give you an additional 5 minutes on the air. How about
5 minutes? That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Oh,
Okay.
crab
Wow.
cakes, what I want.
Crab
sorry,
cakes.
Where would we get something like that? That's crazy talk.
Well, what a menu of items to discuss.
We got a
I
lot.
know,
You know,
yeah.
Jimmy, when I'm behind this console here, you know I'm going to be locked and loaded and ready to go.
I know you are, but I didn't hear anything about the new revelations about the Wuhan lab.
Oh.
I hadn't heard
Have
that.
you read or
Okay.
seen anything about that?
I know they just talked about on Fox News there at the top of the hour. There's another variant out there, so they've named another
Oh, yeah.
variant.
Of
so,
course they
Yeah,
have.
JN1, I believe it's called.
Yeah, exactly. So what's
Not-
going on?
not-
What's going on with Wuhan?
JN, not JN6.
Well,
but-
Wuhan, I mean, it's basically the revelation based on what the information is being released is exactly what I thought from the very beginning.
Partly what
you
a
know,
lot of
it
folks
was-
thought.
Yeah, exactly. And but it's not getting any coverage. You know, I just don't.
What was the specifics of it?
Well, basically that they were there to design something that could be transmitted, and and basically the security at Wuhan, they were kind of covered that up, and some of our politicians in Washington were aware of this, and I don't have the specifics in front of me, but it's just what basically I thought, and if Fauci's walking around free and ought not to be. What can I say?
and you know, it's interesting because when all of this kind of was, well, a couple years ago when it was all coming out, I did a little research, and there are about 25,000 wet markets, and there's only a handful, 2 or 3 institutes of virology that would kind of conduct these sort of tests and enhancing these viruses. And I just thought it was a pretty strong coincidence that the one wet market out of 25,000 where they said this virus came from happened to be, what, a kilometer and a half? You know, about a mile maybe from that Institute of Virology.
Wow.
So, you know, it was just too great of a coincidence. I think everybody knew that, but I think that they would just, or I would hope they would go ahead and admit it, and there was a security breach and that sort of thing.
You know,
I
a lot
don't
of
think they ever will.
a lot of these folks up on Capitol Hill that probably knew about this. I wonder how much Pfizer stock they have.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not doing well now.
It's not doing well
I'm
now,
sure
but how much
they
did they
don't
have at that
much
time?
now, I'll tell you what.
How much did they have at that time, and then
Yeah,
they
how much
sold
did
it
they
off
purchase?
and made a lot of money, and Fauci included. So.
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi. Let's look at her
Yeah,
portfolio,
yeah.
among others.
You hit a nerve there, Rob.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, I always talk about that, and then with this whole deal going on in Ukraine, more aid being thrown over there. How much kickback money are the folks in Congress and Senate getting on that?
Well, where's the oversight of the money anyway?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
you know,
What oversight on
No
any money?
no accountability whatsoever.
Absolutely
Yeah,
not.
absolutely.
That's fine. Well, I just wanted to chime in early. You know,
Well, and you know the thing,
I had my coffee and I'm fairly lucid. So,
and you know what's interesting about this? If they have a hearing, if this goes anywhere, I tell you who's going to jump on this. That's going to be Rand Paul. I want to see more testimony between him and, of course, they get Fauci back up there. I doubt it because he's not even, he's retired now. I
kicking
guess you would
back
say
somewhere.
he's
I
kicking
wouldn't
back
come
somewhere,
out,
counting
yeah.
his dollar bills.
Right,
But
on an
yeah,
island.
all that testimony that Rand Paul had. Boy, that's all coming to light as, boy, that guy might have been right after all.
Yeah, how about that?
absolutely. But they're going to try to, downplay it as much as they can.
Of course.
Absolutely. All right, you guys have a great day and a Merry Christmas and a Prospero Año.
Hey, whoa.
Very good. Very good.
Multilingual.
No spreck is it?
9.
9. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Jimmy Slay.
601.
Bilingual with us.
485-9191. I love it. So, are we shocked by this? I mean, come on.
But you know that story is so far back on our current list of stories that everybody's looking at. It's kind of like it's beyond yesterday's news, last year's news, and yes, people keep reviving it, but there's so many other things going on. Now we got Trump going to the or being off the ballot, that's another huge story. And so it's just a continual, not scandal necessarily, but certainly something that grabs our attention.
I mean, the thing about it is, I was having this discussion with someone yesterday. I was like, it's amazing when we were in the middle of this pandemic. Of course, you can Monday morning quarterback everything all day long, but a lot of this stuff has become so darn obvious now that's being, I wouldn't say unearthed, but now put in the light, I guess you would say. But it's amazing how the flu disappeared.
What flu? What's the flu?
Yeah, what's the flu?
What that is, right?
And now it's, the flu's back, but no COVID, and now it's COVID flu. I mean, what?
But the thing is, now if you get the flu, if a staff member calls me the flu, say, "Oh, stay home," they got COVID. I'm like, all right, well, how do you feel? You feel okay? Come to work. I mean, COVID's just this minor inconvenience.
I had this argument with someone the other day about testing. The COVID test. Of course, they're still out there. Obviously, you see them on store shelves.
Sure.
I mean, at some of the pharmacies and whatnot, the take-home test. And I keep going back and saying, if you were to buy 5 of those tests and go home and take all of those 5 tests, I guarantee you somehow, some way that they're all going to be. One's going to be positive. One's going to be. I mean, it's
different results.
I mean, it's going to be different results because a lot of this stuff is just not accurate on that. So, but I'm just saying it was no flu. Now it's the flu. Oh, I got COVID flu.
I got RSV. What is that? Where did that come from?
Yeah, good grief, man! You're sick.
Exactly. Wear a mask.
Well, in more ways than one.
Masking up. Oh, this is true.
In more ways than one. So, but it is what it is. I mean, we're at that point. I mean, because I told someone the other day, I was like, we're in the middle of flu season.
Yeah.
But I got COVID. No, it's flu season.
Right.
Just say.
It's COVID season. It's been COVID season for like the last 4 years.
It's like the flu just kind of went away. So what are we getting our flu shot for? But anyway, 601-485-9191 if you want to chime in here on Mornings in Meridian. Real quick, well, not going to be real quick on this story. Want to give a lot of kudos to the Meridian Police Department and, of course, other law enforcement agencies here in East Mississippi and West Alabama. 5 arrests were made yesterday, Charles. Meridian Police Department's Gang Unit, the Criminal Investigation Division, Special Operations Unit. Anybody else want to join? U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, the MPD SWAT, and the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department SWAT. Good Lord, that was a big partnership there.
Right, it's like a convoy going around.
5 arrests were made yesterday in the 2400 block of 4th Avenue. These individuals that were arrested were tied to some homicide cases here in Meridian. The first suspect, Marlon White Jr., 19 years old, was arrested for murder. His bond was set at $1 million. DeCameron Harris Brown, 21, was charged with shooting into a dwelling and 2 counts of murder. His bond was set at $50,000 for shooting into a dwelling and $1 million for each murder, totaling his bond at just over $2.5 million. Let's see, $2,050,000 there. Rodriguez Davis, 20 years old, was arrested for murder. His bond was set at $1 million. And Joshua Hearn, 20, arrested for murder, and his bond was set at $1 million. And then Lewis, 20 years old, was charged with 4 counts of accessory after the fact for allegedly assisting the initial 4 suspects. His bond was set at $100,000 on each count, totaling $400,000. So, great news that they've made arrests in these cases. But the reason I gave the names and ages there, Charles, is just it goes back 19 years old, 21 years old, 20 years old, 24 years old, and 20.
Yeah.
All young men who have basically, I wouldn't say thrown their life completely away, but it's looking more like that because of the murder charges that are going to be on their record. Yeah. These obviously have to go through the court system and whatnot as they've been arrested. But obviously, if it's been this big of a cooperation with law enforcement agencies, they had the search warrants in hand and made the arrest yesterday.
Sure. And there are 2 things that stand out for me, and that is that the Meridian Police Department Gang Unit. So these are members of a gang. You would assume
You would
that
assume
anyway.
you would
but I
assume
think
that
with the gang unit being involved, which
if
is
they,
good.
if
I
they were
mean,
all arrested at the same location,
and that's the other thing.
Yeah.
All in, it was like one-stop shop, and hey, we got 5.
hey, we got to chase them down. All
Boom.
right.
Right. So I'll just go in. Look, they're all there.
Let's all
Everybody
meet.
wants.
Let's all meet down on 4th Avenue, and we'll just go get them down there.
Yeah, we're
So-
giving away free phones, man. That's
yeah,
what brought
right.
them in. You know?
Oh, no, God.
And there was a story about that. The I think it was the sheriff's department. I don't know if
Yeah.
it was locally or where they did it, but they called all these people who had outstanding warrants and said, "Oh, there's a giveaway, some kind of Christmas giveaway," and they brought them all in and they arrested them all.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I don't know if it was free phones or what it was, but and
Free something.
I thought it was around here locally. I don't know if it was Lauderdale County or where, but
That's
and
pretty.
maybe I'm wrong.
That's
about
pretty
that.
genius. I like it. Though.
Anyway,
But it is sad though. I mean,
Yeah.
these ages of these young men, the youngest being 19 and
Yeah.
the oldest being 24. I mean, let's go ahead and just face the facts here. Like you said, if the gang unit was involved,
Sure.
these are more than likely members of a gang here in Meridian, folks. There is a gang problem here in Meridian.
Mm-hmm.
Let's don't brush around the issue on that. It is a problem.
Definitely.
So, but yeah, but I think all of these, the exception of one, I think suspect murder charges on all of these individuals. So,
And looking at it, you know, as you said, they're range from 19 to 24 average age. I mean, there's two 19s, two 20s. No, there's two 20s, a 19 to 21, 24. But you know, you wonder when the gang activity starts. Is it in high school? Is it in junior high? You know, when are they identified as gang members, or when did they identify, I guess, as gang members? And you know, what can we do to kind of stop that? I know that's obviously been vexing the police department, not only here locally but across the country for many years. But how do we prevent these kids from getting involved in a gang and going down this path? And
Well,
that's
I
really
mean,
the tragedy. As you said, these kids are young.
Yeah.
And their lives are ruined. You know,
Well,
at the
I
age of
mean,
20.
we've talked about this issue on the show many times. Of course, crime is always is topic number one. When we start talking about this on the program, we really get in depth on this, and if we do, we'll get into this later on because we'll be visiting with Laura Carmichael here shortly. But we've talked about this. It starts at home, obviously, but a lot of these kids, I mean, when they go home, I mean, it's not I wouldn't say a complete home, but a full home.
It's not a
like,
structured
It's not
family and-
structured very
yeah.
well. So yeah. So, but it is sad when you look at the ages of these young men, especially the 19-year-old right there, murder.
Yeah.
On his record right there. So, but it is tough news. But kudos going out to the MPD.
Definitely.
A lot of cooperation there with a lot of agencies that made that happen. So,
Like everybody was involved.
took me about all
Can we
morning
get in
to
on
read all
that?
that.
Yeah, exactly. With fire department, no, they weren't in there. I don't think.
I don't think so.
How do we miss out on that one? Oh, Jeez,
they-
Coast Guard.
They blocked the street off to let them get down there.
I bet they did. Oh, y'all got to collaborate.
485-9191 is our number. But before we move on here, let's go ahead and thank one of our other sponsors here on the program. And like we said, folks, earlier, be sure you get out and support these local businesses because they make us roll on here at Mornings in
Pretty
Meridian.
much keep the lights on.
They
Don't
keep
they?
the lights on
Yeah.
all the time here.
Well, I
and
tell you-
one of those is Barber & Sons,
It
right?
is, and that's the only plumber you even need to know about. And they've been doing it for over 80 years. The number one day to call a plumber is the day after Thanksgiving. Number 2 day after Christmas. That's right. All that turkey grease clogging up those drains. So, hey, yeah, we don't want to think about that. Anyway, but if you need any plumbing parts or any advice on repairing anything, that is the place to go. 1123 26th Avenue. Just give them a call, 601-482-7023. And I've done this several times. I've taken a picture of a plumbing part that's broken. I just show it to Gary, and he immediately, he looks at it and walks back, gets it, says, that's what you need. And he's exactly right. He'll show you how to put it in, and it's just that easy. Go see him. Barber & Sons Plumbing, 1123 26th Avenue, 601-482-7023.
Well, good news, Charles. Before we get to our Fox News break here in just a couple of moments, the old Highway 80 bridge is now back and open and running in Meridian.
I've been waiting for that. I've never been down that bridge, actually.
The
so.
almost 100-year-old bridge reopened yesterday after construction started. The story says 2023. That's when construction started in January of earlier this year. But the bridge has been closed a little longer than that. Engineering firm oversaw the design and planning, and between 2,000 and 3,000 vehicles a day, and some might guess around 7,000 per day, across that bridge on Old Highway 80 across Okeechobee Reservoir. reservoir rather. It's close over to the Moose Lodge is where the bridge is at. So, but
Okay.
they've kind of widened it a little bit, and it's pretty nice through there.
Nice bridge.
Nice bridge through
I might
there.
go right over.
You might
it.
go right over it.
I might not actually, but anyway.
Well, it better be a nice bridge because the cost came in just over $3.5 million.
Wow. Now are they going to name it after somebody?
That's a good question.
Yeah, who gets that bridge named after them?
Say Wayman got the other bridge. Who's going to get this one?
Jonathan Wells is retiring from supervisor, so
Is that in District 1?
I don't
think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think it
Well,
is.
doesn't matter where it is. Come on now. Did a great job.
Yeah, $3.5 million with most of the funding coming from the Mississippi Department of Transportation's Emergency Road and Bridge Repair Fund.
We could call it the Laura Carmichael Bridge. I mean, she does everything.
There we go.
Tourism, Navy League. Wow.
Yep, she's here. We'll visit with her in just a minute. Also, in this related story here, David Hodge with Public Works said the city plans to make improvements to the Grand Avenue Bridge starting in 2024. So
Well, that'll be a grand bridge.
So there we go. So they're going to move on to another bridge project there.
They
So
got Lizelia Road still working on, by the way.
you're still sore
Come
about
on,
that.
man.
It's still
A
sore
long
about
way around.
How long does it take you to get around there?
Oh, it adds. That's why I'm late every morning now. It's maybe 6-7 minutes because I got to go down Chapel, then all the way cut over to in front of Ben's Iverton, and then cut onto Lizelia that way. So it's really not that bad.
The scenic route.
It is, well, it's scenic either way, but yes, it goes more scenic this way.
We're going to take a break here on Mornings of Meridian. Got Fox News Your Money Now next. And Laura Carmichael, she's here. As she's added another job to her list.
Yet another. We'll get her to be a radio host soon.
There we go. We'll be back. So, Charles, let's be honest here. How many times have you heard this in the restaurant since you started playing Christmas music?
Well, now, it's interesting you say that because at this point, I don't hear it. You know,
just kind of tune it out.
Yeah, it's just not there anymore. Although when I first turn it on, I'm like, oh, there it goes again. And then, about 5 minutes in, I hear nothing. So
a lot of people are like Christmas music.
well, and, I talked about it at the beginning of the month that there's a weariness for me anyway that usually occurs maybe around the 12th, 13th. Where I'm just like, can we just get this over with? And it's like, with the increased traffic, everybody's emotions are just on edge a little bit because of the traffic and the pressures of shopping and the concerns about doing Christmas right and all that, and I think just playing the music constantly is also stressing people out. But so I think that there's a weariness that descends on people, and it kind of hits you at a different time. But I think at this point, everybody's kind of like, all right, let's just do it.
Just roll on.
Get it over with. And I love the season. I love all. I love a lot of the movies. I mean, the music I do love, but not
On the 26th, we're going to go unplugged.
I mean, how many? There are really about 20 songs, maybe 25 total. I mean, there are a lot more, obviously, around Christmas, but there's probably that popular, 20 to 25 that you just constantly hearing. So
all I'll say is Mariah's only got 5 more days. Until next year.
I thought you meant to live. I was like, wow,
No.
I'm so sorry to hear that, Mariah.
Well, that song is going to live for at least 5 more days this year. So.
Yeah. It's going to live for about 500 years, probably.
Before we get to our visit here on Mornings in Meridian with our next guest, let's thank our friends down at Battery One Source on Frontage Road.
Yeah, now's the time to buy batteries. I tell you what, because you don't want to get up Christmas morning and have all those electronics, everything that takes batteries, and then have no batteries. That would not be good. So if you're going to play Santa right, you got to go down to see John DeFore at 2618 North Frontage Road in between exit 152 and 153. Batteries for every need and description. Watches, remote cell phones, even laptop computers. I've always said if your laptop computer doesn't have a battery, it's a laptop. And make it a laptop once again goes for. Of course, they also have a cell phone repair, the best cell phone repair guy in the business. You get that broken cell phone, yeah, he'll just bring it in. He'll replace that glass for it. And, of course, golf cart service and repair, best in town. Go see him, Battery One Source. Your one source for all batteries, 2618 North Frontage Road, 601-693-1500.
Of course, you heard Roger mention yesterday when he was here with us.
Was he here?
That it was a big night last night for the Meridian Area Navy League, and he is the outgoing president of the Navy League. And, well, we've got the incoming president of the Navy League in this morning. Like she needs something else to add to her list.
Just put it on. Okay, I'll do that too. It's kind of like you. How many jobs do you have? 17, 18?
Between here and Starkville and back, about 5.
Oh, okay. Well, it's less than I thought, so I thought you were more than that.
When I said Starkville, Laura went, what?
Right.
So there we go. We got Laura Carmichael in with us this morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
And she's
How
like,
are you doing?
Doing good. Yeah, 'tis the season.
Yay,
Add another job for Laura there.
That's right. Merry Christmas. Here's a job.
Christmas.
Yeah.
There you
I
go.
know.
So exciting times, new president of the Navy League.
Yes. We had our meeting last night. It's always an honor to serve, with that group because NAS Meridian means so much to us. And actually, I'm in Meridian because of NAS Meridian. My father, we transferred here when I was in 4th grade. And so that's why I'm in Meridian.
I didn't know that.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Interesting.
Learn something every day.
Yeah.
So, that's they mean a lot to our country, to our community. So,
It is, and
Great.
the relationship between the community and the Navy League, or the Navy base. I mean, and I guess the Navy League is the bridge between those two. Is extraordinary. And I hear tales of, they were talking about base closure, I think early 90s, was it?
Right.
Yeah.
And the Navy League got the community to line up
Yes.
on Highway 39, or was it 40? I think it was
It's
39.
39.
And so when the congressional committee that came in that was looking at all these closings, they saw the community support. That was just overwhelming. And they said, we can't close this one. So, the fact that the Navy League kind of generates that
Yes,
support in the
yes.
community is vital. And of course, the Naval Air Station is such a huge economic driver.
Yes.
So,
The Navy
it's an
League,
important role.
It
really
is that we give scholarships to families of the military, and we do, of course, special events. Wings and Tails is a big, part of it. Education advocacy for our sea services, those members. So, Yeah, it's a good thing.
Well, now, so you are the tourism director, and you have been.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been in that position?
I've been in that role almost 2 months.
Okay,
Yes.
so let
I
me
know,
ask you.
time flies.
Yeah, right. It seems like 2 years.
I know.
So, is there any overlap? Now, obviously, we've got a lot of families that come into the city because of the Naval Air Station,
yes.
and so they're being, just transferred here for either a
Right.
couple of years or longer on some circumstances. But so does tourism actually play into that? Is there kind of a welcome
Well-
package that tourism does and say these are the things that you can do in this town?
Usually that falls under the purview of our chamber.
Okay.
But tourism. Our main focus is those markets outside of Meridian because we want people to come and experience what Meridian has to offer. But I firmly believe in us working internally and building those relationships with the organizations here too, because it takes all of us to promote our city. And we want to share the positive things. We have so many great things going on here, so that's our role. We want to do that. We want to get people here, staying at 3 Foot Hotel or staying at other hotels, and going to the Max, going to the Children's Museum, the Art Museum, all these wonderful
Eating at
things.
restaurants.
Eating
I'm
at
gonna throw that-
restaurants. Yes,
sorry, I
I'm
just had
going to
to-
say.
I was waiting for you to say that. I was like, come on,
Restaurants are such a important part.
Oh, it is shameless. Yeah.
So I have a story about Wyman's. I've gone there. I go there a lot, but last couple of weekends, on a Saturday night, one was before a show at the Raleigh Center. I sit and I love to sit and talk to people and find out where they're from. And a lot of people are not from Meridian that visit Wyman's. They're coming in. They've heard about the great food, so they want to come, and it's just fun to tell the story of Meridian to those folks that come in and,
It
visit
is.
your restaurant.
I'm glad you mentioned that because we were there eating one night, and there was a couple from Texas that was passing through, and they were like, "Hey, what's this down here? What's this
Yes.
down here?" And it's just like it amazes you the people that are just swinging through Meridian. They ask a bunch of questions, and that kind of lights the fuse right there. So.
It really does.
We do. I try to talk to most tables that are in the dining room, and of course a lot of locals that I know, but
Yeah.
also a lot of people traveling through, and so it's a great opportunity, to market our other attractions that we have here, whether that's the
Yes.
Max or the Children's Museum or Marihope or the Raleigh
Yes.
Center, and overwhelmingly I get people who kind of randomly stop here. They'll Google a good place to eat. I'm sure Harvest Girl gets it as well because we're such a good stopping
Yes.
point. Between.
Yes.
What kind of our strength is that we're in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it
That's
really is.
right.
It's
That's
sort of
right.
how is that a strength that we're in the middle of nowhere? Well, because people will stop here and dine and stay, obviously, at the hotels. But as because so many are coming through, then it really is an opportunity to show everybody what we have.
Yes.
But overwhelmingly, I hear what a great downtown. How cool this city is! Just really neat.
Our
And
downtown is just, I've been fortunate to be a part of that. When I work with the city, and I'm just amazed at what we have
Sure.
downtown, and throughout our county that people want to come and see
Sure.
what we're all about. So,
Bonita Lakes is one. I mean,
Yes.
there's
Oh
a
my
lot of
gosh.
facilities around that really are. Of course, Lake Tibby and so on.
yeah.
But yeah, it really is refreshing to kind of get those objective eyes, those the ones that aren't kind of not jaded necessarily, but
Right.
we're looking at it kind of we see it every day, so we
We
don't
do.
see the beauty of it and how neat the architecture is, and so it's nice to hear from other people just how much they appreciate it.
Right.
But anyway, we're going on tourism. We should be going on the Navy League, but yeah, anyway,
We knew we were going to talk about
it's a
both.
tangent. Yeah, it's all right.
Well,
We got off on those.
but it's exciting to be able to be in a position where I can promote our city and our community and county. So yeah, I'm honored to be in that role. So
Well, great. Yeah.
yeah.
Fantastic. We're visiting with Laura Carmichael here on Mornings in Meridian. Of course, new president of now what is the official title? The Mississippi Area Navy League or Meridian Area Navy
It's the
League?
Mississippi
Council
of the Navy,
Navy League. There we go. So I want to get that right. Just saying Navy League. I want to just broad brush it there. So
Get the full title.
get the
That's-
full
yeah,
title in there. Make
of
it
course.
official. So, but and of course, the newly named director of Lauderdale County Tourism, about 2 months into that job as well. So we got somebody buzzing in right now here on Mornings in Meridian here. Good morning, caller. Welcome in.
Hey, everybody, it's Penny.
Hey,
Hey.
Penny.
How are y'all?
We're doing good.
I was just listening to Laura, and I was there last night, and I wanted to tell her thank you so much. The sailors and the Marines and the instructor pilots who they honored last night. They were the Sailors and Marines Instructor Pilots of the Year for us at the base, and they were all just saying how nice the dinner was, and they appreciated it so much. So I just wanted to say thank you to the Navy League, who always supports us, and we need them just as much as they need us.
Fantastic.
No doubt.
And Penny, we'll have one of the Sailors of the Year on the program
Yeah.
tomorrow, right?
Yes, you will have NAS's Sailor of the Year, Master at Arms First Class, Darius Cummings, and he is in our security department, and he is our Sailor of the Year.
Fantastic. So
Wow.
we'll visit with
Yeah.
the NAS Meridian Sailor of the Year tomorrow morning's Meridian. Fantastic. So I wish Roger was here to hear you call, because you rarely ever call.
I know.
But
he
he-
would just sit in the back.
Well, he was a good.
But I wanted-
He did a great job as Navy League president, I think. So
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he was outstanding. Oh, but Laura's going to be superb too, and we are so looking forward to having her at every event we invite her to.
fantastic. Well, Penny, I guess we'll see you tomorrow morning.
Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you,
Laura.
Penny.
Thanks, Penny.
Thank you, Penny.
Bye.
Fantastic. Of course, Penny Randall with NAS. Of course, she'll be in with us tomorrow, so we can meet this
Sitting in the back row. She never gets on the radio.
She
I think
never
maybe
does.
tomorrow is a good opportunity.
That's why I said that was a rarity
Yeah.
that she calls the show. So there you go. So 485-9191. But getting back to the Navy League, Laura, I mean, that is great to hear. The Sailors and them had a great time last night as they got to be honored by the Navy League. It was fantastic.
I'm amazed at what they do and just the caliber of servicemen and women that we get through
Sure.
NAS Meridian, and the instructors and just everything about it is awesome.
It really is, and I encounter a lot at church there are a lot of French pilots
Yes.
that come
Yeah,
through here.
there
So we
are.
have this multinational thing, and I know that there were some Welsh ones that come in the restaurant that I've talked to a few times. So
Yes.
obviously with the Royal Navy flying, but just happen to be from Wales. But a lot of Europeans are coming through as well. The Italians,
are.
of course,
They
and so
are.
on. So it's neat to have the kind of cultural interest as well. So.
Yes.
Laura,
Definitely.
if someone wants to join the Navy League, how do they go about doing that?
You can go to our website or give us a call. We have forms. You can get a form on the website. You just hold on. And
Oh,
I'll
did I
find
put
it
her on
for
the
you.
spot?
Oh, you
I-
did
Hold on, you
it.
put me on the spot. Oh, no.
Good thing she didn't bring the gavel. She would've been
Yeah.
hitting you
I'm gonna
with
get
it.
you that
Stop it.
website. It's navyleague.org, and you can go
Yeah.
in and it says become a member, and
Okay.
there's drop down menu that says Mississippi. We're the only one in Mississippi.
Okay.
So
Wow, okay.
so you click on that, and it takes you through some prompts, and you can join up. It's only $50 a year, and you just all that proceeds go to support the Navy League members and their family, not Navy League, the Navy personnel and their families. So so it means a lot, and it's you get information that you never dreamed you would get about what they're doing, and commissioning ships and things like that. It's just really, really interesting.
Sure. And you can
So,
join as a corporation,
you
or
can
as,
join
yeah,
as a corporation, yes, or you can join as a member,
individual. Okay.
individual member. And of course, we have the community affiliates, and we have a lot of people in Meridian that's involved in that. So, and around the state.
So how did that work last night? Did y'all pass a gavel off? I mean, how was the passing of the?
Well, Roger got a plane, a model plane.
Oh,
of course,
okay.
Oh,
45.
hey,
Isn't
well,
that
We'll
great?
hear- we'll hear about
Imagine
that tomorrow,
I'm sure we
We'll
will.
hear about
But,
that tomorrow.
yeah.
Roger got a plane, shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we have some new board members that are joining. We're really excited about that. So
Great. Okay. Good.
So yeah, so we got a great group, and we all work together. I know Wings and Tails is probably one of the largest, or it is the big fundraiser
Oh, yeah.
that we do, and every year that event keeps growing, and everything we do just goes back to our servicemen and women.
Sure.
So
It's a good investment to stay local to help out Navy folks.
Yes,
And we
yes.
want to love on them just as much as they love on us
yes.
when they're
Exactly.
here. So.
And really, if you work in Meridian or Lauderhill County, you are affected by the Naval
Sure,
Air Station.
absolutely
And, I
you
mean,
are.
no matter what you do, it's a
are.
trickle-down effect. Whether
Right.
directly, obviously we serve a lot of them directly in the restaurant, but even if you're,
Right.
working in retail or banking or anything else, all of those people,
Right.
the Naval Air, personnel and families are, kind of it disperses throughout the
They
community.
are.
So
And
it's
so
really
we-
important that we support them.
It is. We have the enlisted, but we also have civilian roles that
Mm-hmm.
are out there. My brother retired after 30 years as an air traffic controller
Mm-hmm.
for the Federal Aviation Administration. So that also is supported
But
by
still stationed
NAS
out there,
Meridian.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So
It is very unique, though. I mean, you just got named the tourism director in Lauderdale County and now the Navy League president. I mean, that is a nice tie-in when you think about it because, I mean, attracting folks to tourism here in Lauderdale County, but then you get the outside perspective of Navy folks coming
Right,
in, too.
right.
So that is kind of a unique tie-in when you think about it. So
it really is, and something I enjoy very much.
It's also a marketing opportunity. When you
Yeah,
look at it,
yeah.
I'm sure people, they're from California and they're going, well, going to Meridian,
'cause-
Mississippi.
yeah, 'cause
Well,
we
wait a
visit
minute,
with
though.
these yeah.
Look at what we can do. Oh,
Bingo.
hey, wait, it's kind of a cool place.
It's
I like
is,
it. Yeah,
and it's
so-
amazing how many of those families that serve here for their 2 years or 4 years, but they come back. A lot of them
Right.
come back to retire in Meridian. They fall
Sure.
in love with it once they get here, and they want to come back.
Michael
and just-
Cassidy. Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that's a great example.
Yes,
So,
definitely. So yeah, a lot of
Good.
good things in the future, and we're super excited about it.
fantastic.
So when it comes to tourism here in Lauderdale County, we've got a lot of options. You mentioned all the
Yes.
museums and stuff like that. What, from an outside perspective, how do we attract more folks to get here to Lauderdale County to see what we have to offer?
Well, we love day trippers. We like to tell our story. We like, those weekend folks that come in for the weekends, stay in our hotels. Tourism is funded by hotels. So we want to really encourage people to just come see what Meridian's all about. We have the Civil Rights Tour markers. We have the Blues Trail. We have all these things that are just unique to Mississippi and unique to Meridian. Think about the Rose Hill Cemetery, the Denzel Carousel, only 2 of those in the world. And we have that right here in our hometown. So, it's fun to find those little niches that we can market that really make people want to come and have that weekend trip with us or a day trip or, Dunn's Falls is close. We've got, you mentioned Bonita and Oktibbe. I will say when rode horses, some best horse trails
Yeah,
I've
they
ever
do.
been on. And I've been to Tennessee and all over, and Bonita Lakes is one of my favorites always to ride horses. So just so much to do, and the dining experiences that we have, we want to encourage that. We want to encourage a girls' weekend, stay at the 3 Foot. We got a rooftop bar now, so all those things coupled with maybe a show at the Raleigh Center, the Max,
Right, and I think the frequency of the festivals that we
Yes.
have,
Oh my
which is just
gosh.
wonderful. I mean, we've got the ACES and the Arts Council, and they're putting on shows. It seems,
are.
during the warmer months. We have a lot of warm months here, but
Yeah.
but I guess spring through autumn is really. It seems every weekend
Yes.
there's something, and
There
there's
is.
live music. There's all kinds of just different things, and it's. You say there's nothing to do, and
There
I think you're just not
is.
looking for anything if you say that.
Oh, there's
But those festivals
always.
bring in people from out of
They
town,
do.
and Birmingham, Jackson, places like that, because they want to go to these small town festivals where there's 500 people,
Yeah.
not 10,000.
Right,
And you're
right.
parking 2 miles away, and then it's just those things become almost more stress than they're worth. By the time you
Yeah.
park, get over there, and all the people there, and you
Right.
wait in line for 30 minutes to get a drink or something like that. So
Oh, I know.
So the smaller ones have a lot more appeal, I think.
Yeah.
So it's more intimate, and you get to see the musicians, and
Right.
and it's I think has
It's a lot of fun.
yeah.
If you think about, I think Meridian has such a rich music history, and those festivals just draw people in, and we really on our website and our marketing, we really highlight those special events like that. Full Moon on 5th is so much fun. The third Thursdays, it's a lot to do, and I'm like you, can't say Meridian has nothing to do because
Yep.
we do.
I ain't nothing to do, Marine.
Right,
I know. And
whatever.
then the live music at Wyman's and at
Sure.
News Restaurant.
the
and,
Brick House, and a lot of other places.
spotlighting our local talent and that regional talent is just,
Sure.
puts us up there on top of the map.
I think so.
And I have to give a shameless plug. One of my favorite events that Lauderdale County Meridian hosts every year, State Games. And
Yes.
State Games, folks, you just do not understand the impact economically the State Games has on tourism and our county every single year. and that is a big one right there, especially filling up the hotel rooms.
Oh, it is, and restaurants. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's. I can testify how big it is. I mean, it's huge. You know, June for us is second only to December as far as monthly sales, and the big driver of that, of course, graduation, things like that, state games as well.
State games.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. It brings a lot to our community. You know, we have some really good things like that, that, you know, think about the Jimmy Rogers Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's something that everybody looks forward to every year. So,
And it's getting better every year. You know, I think Leslie's doing a great job with that.
oh, yeah.
And Laura, it seems like there's been a good partnership and investment with a lot of updates to facilities and whatnot, especially athletically.
Yes.
You know, the city put some money back into a lot of athletic facilities to update some of this stuff, and I imagine venues and stuff like that's going to be down the road. But that's a big shot in the arm too.
Yes, it definitely is. I'm really excited to see those updates. You know, pickleball's big.
Pickleball.
I was just about to mention it.
Are you a pickleball player?
I have dabbled in it.
She's
Dabbled in the pickleball.
Dabbled in pickleball.
I have yet to dabble, so. But I keep getting, you know, it must be my age, but for some reason I keep getting all these ads for pickleball rackets. You know? I'm
yeah.
like I'm not interested, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, they're trying to suck me in, I suppose. Anyway.
I have two dear friends, and they are avid pickleball players. They, you know, but I'm kind of that. I just like to have fun.
Right.
I'm not too serious about it.
Very good. So Lauderdale County Tourism is rolling right along. So what's going to be the first big thing to start 2024? I know we're in the holiday kind of hustle and bustle right now.
Yes.
So
So we'll be unveiling a new, you know, updated website in
Oh,
February.
cool.
We're excited about that. It's going to feature a new community calendar.
Oh.
I think everybody's excited about
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
so
yes.
that's going to be good.
Yes.
You know, we've had a community calendar, you know, was kind of combined with us and the MBDC, and so we have taken that, and we've really, you know, they made some enhancements, so I think it's going to be a lot more user friendly. So we're excited about that. We are working on a wayfinding project.
Okay.
Oh,
Which
okay.
will, as people come into Meridian on Cedar Ward Parkway, we're starting kind of downtown, but we're going to branch out. But they'll have directions to those points of interest, those attractions, you know, whether it be the farmer's market or the Max or Children's Museum. So it'll be a good, you know, guide too for those who are looking for things to do or looking for places to go. And so we're really excited about that. There will be a sign in Dumont Plaza that's going to be a kiosk with a map, and it you know, with a QR code that's going to take you, if you know, are there and you want more information, you can just snap that picture on the phone. It takes you to our website, to the map that, you know, takes you other places besides just downtown. So we're really excited about that project.
Great.
So we're going to start that in early 2024.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Couple
Yeah.
things,
Lots of
just
good stuff on that.
Continue to work with our hotels and our restaurants, you know, and our shopping. Shopping's another big plus, you know, for those coming to Meridian. We got a lot of unique stores, plus we have a lot of, you know, chain shopping stores. So, you know, that's always good. I think Crossroads is always busy, so you see a lot of people.
Phew, I was there
Yeah.
the
Oh,
other day.
yeah, it
I'm
is.
like,
It's
I'm-
nuts.
And out. In fact, Chick-fil-A is one of the, I think, busiest in the nation.
Yeah, it's top 10. I don't know. It probably
Yes.
fluctuates throughout the year, and I don't know if they've done it on an annual basis. But yeah, it really is just. I mean, it's I don't even know how they keep up. I mean, every time I go through there, it's just constant.
So we get a lot of traffic from those feeder markets, you know, for that
Yeah.
coming in, you know, to experience what we have to offer from a dining and shopping perspective. So yeah.
Fantastic. So,
Great.
Laura Carmichael, the brand new president of the Mississippi Council of the Navy League, and of course, new director. We can still say new.
We can. Yes.
Lauderdale County Tourism Director as well. Laura, always good to see you.
Always good to be here. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much.
And Merry Christmas, of course.
Merry
Definitely.
Christmas to you all.
All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a minute. Stay with us. All right, welcome back in. It's Mornings in Meridian here on News Talk 102.1 WALT. Big thanks to Laura Carmichael for coming by to see us this morning. Of course, a lot of exciting things happening with tourism here in Lauderdale County. Of course, congratulations to Laura as well, the brand new president of the Mississippi Council for the Navy League. And she's going to do a fantastic job. And kudos to Roger Burke, who did a marvelous job as the president this past year as well. So I know Laura will carry that on for the Navy League. And can't say enough about the Navy. Of course, we'll have the Sailor of the Year tomorrow from NAS Meridian on the program as well.
Yeah.
So a lot of exciting stuff. So before we get to the phone line, caller, hang on just one moment because we got to thank one of our great local sponsors. And I think we're going to talk about Billy Adam Calvert just down the road there at Southern Business Supply over the Wayman Newell Bridge.
Oh, just drive over Wayman Newell Bridge and then go see them down at Southern Business Supply, 5685 Dale Drive. You know, you can go there. They've got a wonderful showroom, all kinds of office furniture. I mean, everything you would need to outfit the office. And, of course, they've got office supplies, the 5-gallon spring coolers, break room supplies. But what I do is I don't go over the Wayman Newell Bridge. I just go to my computer and go to southernbusinesssupply.com.
Nice.
Point and click. It's there the next day. Can't beat that. Faster than that other company. Begins with an A, but I won't say what it is. And really, they've got everything you need for your office, whether it's staplers. Yep. Also staples and paper clips, you know, paper. Oh, boy, it just goes on and on and on. Everything you need to outfit the office is right there at southernbusinesssupply.com. And I've already, you know, I've ordered, and so all I've got to do is kind of log in. I mean, it already logs in for me, and point and click, reorder, boom, those pens are there the next day.
Easy.
Can't beat it. I mean, that's the way to go. southernbusinesssupply.com or go see them 5685 Dale Drive. They're open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Give them a call, 601-485-2447. When you buy local, your money stays here. Makes sense, doesn't it? Just say no to the big box stores or those big box websites, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Shop local.
All right.
Southern Business Supply.
Let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, welcome in.
Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Joe.
I got a question.
I ain't got many answers left, but I'll make something
we'll
up.
Make something, all right.
If I join the Navy League, can I come pick out a big Beastie Boy for Christmas?
I don't think that works that way. I'm not sure about that.
They may make they may make an exception.
They
just for
probably
Joe.
will, yeah. That was a question for Laura.
Joe, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, turn your radio down real quick. We're getting a little echo there.
Is that better?
Oh, yeah, that's better. Thank you.
All right. So I heard y'all talking about me yesterday,
Oh, no.
and I was referred to as Roseanne Barr.
Well, compared to, but yes. I think it was Roger.
So
Yeah, it was Roger.
I
He's
have
not.
a case in point yesterday. My boss turns around and says, "You look good sitting there, Joe." I said, "Thanks, boss." I said, "But be careful. Flattery might get you everywhere." The people in the lobby started laughing. The people in the teleline turned around like, "What?"
Oh, gosh. I love
So,
The bank will never be the same.
No, the bank will never be the same. Yeah,
Anyway, what is a job if you can't have any fun?
that's
That's
right.
exactly right.
Bingo.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely.
So I just wanted to call and give y'all that little snippet because I got to get ready to run in the door.
That's right. I know
Right.
it's 8:30 is bearing on down here.
Yep. So, you know I love y'all, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Bye.
Sounds great. Thanks, Joe.
I love it.
Bye.
Oh, the bank will never be
It
the
will
same.
never be the same, right? I think I want to go to that branch now.
I know. 485-9191. Let's go back to line 2. Hey, caller, good morning to you.
Good morning. How you doing?
Hey,
Morning.
good morning.
Morning. Hey, we just had the tourism director.
Yes,
Is
yes.
that
yeah.
Okay, great. That was a great conversation. Thank you. I just gotta say, from somebody who's come in from outside and lives here now, we just gotta do better customer service, honestly. And you know, a lot of these restaurants you go to, most of them are drive-through, and you still manage to get all the tables dirty inside. The floor is sticky. Do we have the same experiences when we go? I don't know. Let's say Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, and maybe not. But I think we got room to improve. I'm not saying every single place is like that, but we got to get our standards high. You know, if those people that come in June and December in droves to check out the place, if they leave a better experience, they're going to be the worst ambassadors out there for us. Like, I think if you have a business owner, you got to check on people's attitudes, and you got to make sure the place is clean.
Right.
That's number one. And if you can do that and you can make it an enjoyable experience, people might come back and have something good to say. So that was my 2 cents.
Yeah, I told my wife the same thing. We were at dinner last night, and I had to go by and get a couple of errands done, and I was bragging on one particular business. I said, you know what? I said, it was just the service. That I said, you know what? I paid a little bit extra for that service, but you know what? I'm going to go back just because they treated me so well. And folks don't realize that goes a long, long way.
Absolutely. And cleanliness, like,
yeah,
you
that
go
too,
to a fast food joint, and I mean, I could name names. Recently, there's this restaurant that you might know what it is. It serves chicken. They opened up not too long ago. And the first month, it was fantastic. I went there last week. There's nobody there. Floor is sticky. Every single table is dirty. There's a French fry under every table just to match, I suppose, and that's dirty. Why? Why? I mean, why don't we care? Do we want people to come back? Like,
I think you bring up a great point, and when you look at the success of our local Chick-fil-A, chicken's good. I mean, you know, is it the best chicken I've ever had in my life? No, but it's good. The product's good. I mean, I mean, it's very good. I'll give you that. But what's great is the efficiency of the line. You get in the line and there's 30 cars in front of you, but you're done in about 7 minutes. I mean, it's efficient. And the staff is friendly and courteous.
I keep
and
saying
that's the key.
I keep saying we need to put we need to put Chick-fil-A in charge of our national elections, and we would never have
pretty
a
much
problem
in charge of everything. I mean, right. We'll be eating a lot of chicken, I guess. But yeah, but the facilities are clean. It's well managed. Is really
clean,
the difference with it.
Yeah, that's a huge point for people. I think.
It's just it's those little things.
But it's funny you say that a new chicken place, which is pretty much serving the same product, is empty when, you know, down the road that place has a line of 30 cars, and the difference is not the chicken. The difference is the cleanliness and the attitude of the staff.
Right. And my point of being empty is that most people will go through the drive-thrus nowadays, and they don't want to dine in, and so you really shouldn't have any excuse of why the dining area is not clean.
Right.
That's kind of my point, because there's plenty of cars going through, and they don't want to stop for some reason. That's how we do it, but.
And see,
there's nobody in the dining area, it should be clean.
And see, I'm a little different. I'm not one of the.
You're very different, Rob. Let's be honest.
I'm very different.
Okay.
When I go to a fast food restaurant, I do not go through drive-through. I physically go in. I'm just one of those people. I like to go up to the counter and I like to interact with the staff, and I have noticed that at a lot of places here in Meridian, that factor of what he's mentioning, and it's not talked about enough, and that could rub off some folks like, man, I don't know if I want to stop.
Yeah, if you're going through and you look in the windows and all the tables are dirty, you think, what does the
Yeah.
kitchen look like, and what are they doing? Right,
It's those little things that go a long way. So.
Yep, absolutely. Well, thank you so much. You have a great day. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
thank
to
you.
you.
Thanks for the
Appreciate
call.
that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's good.
So, very good. So one of those small things.
Well, and it's something that we talked about off of air with Laura is kind of raising our level of customer service, and also with those employees that interact with people that are driving through, whether that's hotel staff, front desk staff, gas station attendants, restaurant servers, or bartenders, or anybody that has interaction with these people who are driving through. They need to be given not really a checklist, but certainly a guidance of what's going on in town. Because, I think that we're improving, but when I first moved here, which was 2005, you ask somebody, what is there to do in Meridian? Nothing. Yeah, I go to Hattiesburg, or, I go to Birmingham, or I go wherever. And no, but there's a lot to do here. And so that's one aspect of it is kind of informing these staff members of what's going on, but also getting the management to make sure that they're operating a clean establishment, that we're presenting our best face towards the public as they're coming in. So then they'll come back and keep coming back, and it just generates more income, more success for the city.
Because you know as well as I do that with technology being where it's at, people can leave a review like immediately. I mean, Yelp and everything else that's out there where
There's
folks
some crusaders.
I mean, there really are, and that is becoming more commonplace in today's world. But if you don't have the standards, the simple stuff. Like he was saying, just the
Well,
cleanliness.
I could go on and on about that. But
I mean, I know you could.
well,
That's why I brought it up.
I mean, you can buy reviews, you can have them removed. There's so many ways to manipulate what the public sees as far as what's out there. But yeah, if you just get honest reviews, and there's always something to learn from them if they're an honest review.
Sure.
Some people are mad or whatever, former employee, who knows, and they're going to put post.
I found the hair in my quiche.
Gee, those people just crooks over there. But you can find a hair in your quiche. You can't say that. but the social media and I guess the review sites are really, there is information out there, but I think that a lot of people take it with a grain of salt now because there's so many false reviews.
Sure.
I mean, I can contract with a company that can generate hundreds of fake positive reviews for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's, I think people know that, and I think they look at that and take all those with a grain of salt.
Sure.
So they're not as effective as they used to be maybe 5 years ago.
Absolutely. 601-485-9191, and I believe we're going to go right back to the phone here on the show. Hey, caller, welcome in.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen.
Morning.
Morning.
I came in when y'all was talking about your reviews. I don't know how you got started on it.
Well, we actually had Laura Carmichael on this morning. She's the tourism director here in Lauderdale County. We had a gentleman call up, and I guess Charles, he said he was not from here originally, but he moved in here.
Yeah.
But he just noticed how just the restaurants here in Meridian, especially the fast food places, nasty inside the restaurants, customer service being bad. So and that's something's got to be turned around.
Yeah, I mean, and some places like that, the culture, it's the younger ones. It's the young ones coming in and not having that, person-to-person karate, however you say that. They can't communicate, with the customer, and I think it's training.
Mm-hmm.
It comes down to training and really home training also. I notice a lot of our young people, they just don't have the home training. They can't really communicate with people because they just never knew.
Right.
But there's on the other part, what made me want to call in though is one thing I noticed when I went to the coast. I stayed on the coast for 3 years. I love the boulevard. I love the coast. Even after 3 years, we would always go, from end to end. But I noticed the people that I was working with and that lived there was from there, and I would always ask them about about the beach area and were they going or whatever, and they would say no. I try to stay away from the beach area, and I'm saying that is the most prestigious part of the coast is the beach, and y'all stay away from it. So I find the same thing here. People have come here and they will enjoy our area, but the people that are here, they say, "Oh, hey, it's nothing here." But yes, do you get out to whatever's going on?
Right.
Locally.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So that was my little bit of that I want to put in, and hey, I'm a native Meridian, and there's always something to do.
Sure. Absolutely.
Well, anyway, we got to get it cleaned up with the young ones at the restaurant. Other than that, hey, we have a great city.
There we go. We do. So, all right. Well, appreciate you out there, and hope you have a good rest of your day. And a Merry Christmas to you.
Hey, season greetings to y'all. Y'all enjoy the festivities.
Festivities. I like it.
All right. See you.
Well, and I think that there is, as he talks about, I guess the generational gap. But I tell you, I was through Jack's, and I'll call it. Went through Jack's drive-through the other day, just coming back from Hattiesburg because we were at a family Christmas dinner, or lunch, whatever. And my son, who's always hungry, was hungry again. So
hungry again.
Anyway, stopped through there, and they were. I mean, I think we were the only car in line. Service was friendly, but I mean, this girl was just fantastic. I mean, it was a Chick-fil-A type thing, a Merry Christmas, and what else can I get for you? And I was like, wow, she was just. I think she was the only person there.
Wow,
and had a great attitude, and it was just I was impressed. Good experience. A lot of times it's you go through the fast food and there's not a lot of enthusiasm.
Can I take your
ready
order?
to order? Okay.
All right.
Probably,
okay,
special sauce on that? Okay.
You want to catch up?
Yeah, but I mean, this girl was enthusiastic and obviously had the fundamentals of being polite, which is what we look for in staff. Is how polite. Do you know how to be polite to somebody? I can teach you the rest as long as you're a polite person.
The basics.
But anyway, so there are some good out there and there are some bad. But anyway,
I would say it is what it is, but unfortunately, it is what it is right now.
You could say that. It is what it is.
It is what
it is.
We'd say it again. Before we press on here on Mornings of Meridian, of course, you've heard us talk about a lot of great local businesses. Let's talk about another one of those right now, and we're going to talk about Danny Shelton's staff down at Premier Paint and Body.
That's right. You get that ding, dent, scratch, or something worse, it's the only place to go. It's Premier Paint and Body. Over 30 years providing the best auto body work and quality paint jobs. You know, their staff has over 100 years, a century's worth of experience amongst that hard-working, dedicated staff. No job is too small, so even if someone's keyed your car, Rob, like they didn't, have they ever done that to you? Why would they do that to you? Probably happened to Roger a few times. So anyway, if anything like that happens, or you hit a deer or something worse, then they are the place to call. They'll give you a free estimate, work with your insurance company. All of their work has a lifetime warranty. And, of course, they're conveniently located right next to Johnson Dodge on Highway 39 North, open 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Give them a call. Write this number down because when you need them, you need to tell with the tow truck where to go. And that's obviously right next to Johnson Dodge. This number, 601-482-PAINT. 601-482-PAINT for Premier Paint and Body. That is Meridian's Premier Paint and Body Shop.
During yesterday's Meridian City Council meeting, Michael Ted Evans was approved by the as to be the new Meridian Fire Chief. Evans is currently the sitting state representative for Mississippi's 45th District. He did not run for re-election for that position, but he ran unsuccessfully for Sheriff of Kemper County. Evans is a member of the Mississippi Fire Chiefs Association. Among the certifications listed in his biography are emergency medical technician, search and rescue diver, professional firefighter, FEMA incident commander, hazardous materials technician, rope rescue, and arson investigator. So congratulations.
Was he in on that arrest the other day, too?
He might have been.
Probably.
He had the fire truck blocking the street.
Right.
But, he was, I guess, confirmed. Yeah, I guess should be the right word.
Sounds like a very qualified individual.
Yesterday is Meridian's new fire chief. So congratulations, Michael Ted Evans, the new fire chief for the Meridian Fire Department.
Excellent.
So welcome aboard. Glad to have you here, Meridian, as our new fire chief. I know we're getting very close to the 8:30 break here, and I wanted to get into the welfare scandal. And I know we still got Donald Trump to talk about the Colorado deal.
More scandals.
But this whole, I guess we'll go ahead and start talking about the welfare deal. We can pick it up on the other side of the break here. But Mississippi Today had a very interesting article today about the Mississippi Welfare Fund somehow got mixed up in a gold bar hoax with Ghana over in Africa.
A Ghanaian, hoax.
Yeah.
It sounds like, and reading it on the surface, it sounds like one of those Nigerian prince emails.
Yeah, it really does.
What I mean? And it's like, really? Y'all sent money over there?
Well,
wow.
The filing was on December the 12th. In the lawsuit, it alleges that the company's founder, a defendant in the case, turned around and sent at least some of the welfare money to an investment group in Ghana, Africa, for a venture that he thought would make him rich, but turned out to be a scam.
Shocker.
Gee whiz. Yeah, text messages obtained by Mississippi Today in a new court filing revealed that the state's welfare funds have been lost in another stunning plot, an African Harris gold bar scam.
Wow.
And, of course, we all remember Mississippi welfare officials, funds were, to serve the poorest residents. But, yeah, there was a lot of university volleyball stadium courts and the pro wrestler with the drug rehab thing and horse ranch for a former pro football player. And
that's very entertaining.
And dozens of other things auditors have since flagged with the state welfare money.
And now
we got a scam with gold bars. What is this?
The Nigerian prince.
What is this, the deal with the guy up in New Jersey or whatever it was?
Menendez,
yes.
Yeah. Well, and it's almost like, Menendez, we can do one better than that. Yeah, we just sent money up. We didn't even get the gold bars.
Yeah,
we just sent money over there.
It says the founder estimates he lost no more than $30,000 in company funds during a time when the company was greatly funded by a welfare grant, though it's unclear how much of that amount may have been originated from federal funds. At that time, it would have been have taken a family of 3 15 years to receive that much through welfare programs, a monthly check of $170. But yeah, that was
I guess they won't be getting that money though.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll pick up on this on the
Wow.
other side, but a gold bar scam. This is getting fun.
It's ridiculous.
Gee whiz. All right, we'll take a break. We'll pick up on this story on the other side. Also, Donald Trump,
Oh boy.
the Colorado deal. We'll get into that as well. It's Mornings in Meridian. We'll be back.
Emily.
Hi, Mr. Devane.
How much you getting for lemonade?
$10.
$10. Now that's some serious inflation. These days you can really feel the effects of inflation. Gas is 10 times more expensive than it used to be. Even groceries cost you an arm and a leg. How do I protect myself against inflation like this? I buy gold from Roslyn Capital.
I buy gold from Ghana. I buy gold from Ghana.
Yes.
I had to get William Devane in on this, too. 601-485.
How do I spend stolen welfare funds? Well, I buy gold.
I am William
But
Devane.
I don't get it, so,
I just thought of him when I talked about the gold. I said I got to pull up a Roslyn Capital commercial.
it's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, the gold and IRA. And what was it? We just had a gold line commercial play on the radio end of Mornings in Meridian. So, in case you missed it, folks, before we got to the Fox News break, we were talking about the brand new story on the Mississippi Today website about some of this welfare funding being mixed up in a scam with Ghanaian gold. Ghanaian gold.
Right.
Yeah, a defense attorney for another defendant recounted painstaking details of the hoax and the lengthy court filing, which alleges that former Governor Phil Bryant was behind the welfare department's spending, including the intertwining of a drug manufacturing project with a federally funded anti-poverty initiative. Now, Governor Bryant has repeatedly denied directing any of the welfare spending in question. So, of course, we all know about the Brett Favre tie into this whole thing with the volleyball court and whatnot. But this just reeks of sliminess all across the board. I mean, it's just another level of it right here.
To me, it suggests that there was so much money. They're like, I'll invest it in, the Nigerian prince. Almost type thing. If you send me your info, I've got $3 million that I'm going to send you as an inheritance. It's not quite that level, but it almost is. I mean, especially with money from the welfare scam, that you're going to spend $30,000 on the possibility of some guy you've never met opening a mine in Ghana and reaping the rewards of the gold that they would mine out of that. It's just... I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is. And criminal because, that money needed to be spent for those in need. And we're probably the neediest state in the union. And yet we're diverting those funds for some guy to play around with it and almost gamble is really what it is.
Bottom line, Jake Van Landingham, a neuroscientist in Florida, founded
hurting for money anyway.
Founded a pharmaceutical startup back in 2012 with the idea of developing a drug to treat concussions. Now, here's the tie-in with Favre. To build up the company, he brought on Brett Favre, who himself suffered from concussions, and used his platform as a famous athlete to raise awareness about the issue. Pretty smart.
Yeah.
Favre and Van Landingham would later take the project to then Governor Bryant and then secure $2 million in welfare funds through an economic development partnership that Bryant has tried to distance himself from since arrest in early 2020. Now, but before all of that, the scientist became involved with an inventor who appears to have led him into a movie-like investment scam. According to the text messages that are coming out now, Van Landingham began consulting with a man named Don Martin around 2017 to find additional funding and investors from this startup company. Martin was based in Columbus, Ohio, and had his own concussion-related smart helmet venture. So evidently some kind of a smart helmet that he has invented for football players and concussions or whatnot. He told Van Landingham he was working on a deal with an investor named Daniela, who owned land in Africa worth hundreds of millions of dollars that she was trying to sell to the government. Martin, now 71, told Mississippi Today last week that he met this supposed investor, a wealthy Harris from Ghana, when she reached out to him on Facebook.
On Facebook!
On Facebook!
Come on, you people. Wow.
Simultaneously, Van Landingham said he was working to secure patents in China, to which he said he owed hundreds of thousands of dollars. Through 2018, Martin had promised to secure an investment of $1 million out of the Ghana deal for this startup company. And the name of the company is Prevacus. That prospect, however far-fetched, was enticing to Van Landingham, who said he needed the money to leverage an additional $2 million from the U.S. Department of Defense. Now, but after months...
From the Department of Defense?
Yeah.
Okay.
But after months of stringing the scientists along, Martin finally told Van Landingham he would have to first put up $25,000 to help pay for a geological analysis for the land in Ghana that
worth millions.
Martin said his overseas investor required.
Oh, I just need $25,000.
Good Lord. Van Landingham tried to find the money, but the scientist contacts had dried up, and he was experiencing deep personal financial problems, according to the text messages. He was forced to sell his family's home to pay the taxes for Prevacus, he said, and ask his mom for a loan to get into a rental. Martin tried to put him at ease by saying things like, I know what I am doing. I know what we are doing is pleasing to God. Van Landingham tried to get Favre to secure the $25,000 through an investment in Prevacus from one of his fellow professional athletes, but that wouldn't bite. Then Favre suggested they ask then Mississippi governor for help and offer him stock in the company. Bryant bit, according to the article. The men met with several others for a dinner in Jackson at Walker's Drive-In in late December of 2018.
The scene of the crime.
Days later, on June the 2nd of 2019, the scientist and Favre met with the then Welfare Agency Director John Davis and nonprofit operator Nancy New. There, they struck a deal which Brian denies facilitating to push $1.7 million in federal welfare grants to this startup company, Prevacus. So this has just got this has just got dirtiness written all over it right here. Bryant, who is suing this publication we are reading from, Mississippi Today, for defamation, has sent threats to the news outlet for continuing to report the story, declined through an attorney to answer questions about this story or respond to allegations in the latest court filing. So there you go, Charles.
Wow.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, obviously they've done the research. They know this guy's finances, and they know exactly how against the wall he was as far as having to sell the family home and all this. But then why would he take $25,000 and invest in this possibility of a mine investment in Ghana? It's just absolutely nuts. But, yeah, ultimately the funds came from this welfare what were they? The welfare grant funds. And so it gets crazier and crazier, though.
Well, it gets even better.
Oh, could it? I didn't know.
Van Landingham texted another public official, Leonard Bentz, the director of South Mississippi Planning and Development District, formerly an elected public service commissioner for the Southern District, who was meeting with Brian in December. Here's the reading of the text message right here. It says, "Hey, brother, lots of good stuff happening for us. $1.95 million for the governor's help. With the governor's help, rather. We're excited. Good time to get investors," Van Landingham wrote in a never-before-published text. Bentz did not respond to this text while he initially expressed enthusiasm about potentially finding funding for Prevacus at the Mississippi Development Authority. It wasn't too long until Bentz stopped responding to Van Landingham altogether. Bentz said he was unaware welfare agency grant funds were used on the venture. So there's another text message.
Yep.
With another amount.
Yep.
So
it sounds like Bentz has some good BS radar going on.
He's like,
right. I'm going to not respond to that one. That's a little weird.
So you've got this pharmacy. We've always focused on this welfare case. We've always focused on Brett Favre and the volleyball court.
More high profile, yeah.
The more high profile part of this that really got not a lot of national attention. But this is one part that has not really been talked about a whole lot. This pharmaceutical company trying this startup right here with this concussion drug, and of course the gentleman with the smart helmet, and
but bringing in the Ghanaian heiress, and
if there's text messages that are being filed now in this particular case, that is pretty damning evidence right there.
It is. I mean, hey, brother, lots of good stuff happening for us. $1.95 million with the governor's help. That's and you know, obviously that's not definitive as to where the funds came from or anything else, but it's pretty clear that he's saying the governor helped us get this money. So
it connects a dot.
It sure does.
It doesn't completely connect it, but it's getting
it's
there.
part of the big picture, and so and I think the picture is emerging that it was some really kind of underhand dealings going on.
And finally, just to add on to this, for 2 weeks after Van Landingham sent the funds to Martin, who we mentioned earlier in the story in Columbus, nothing happened until Martin explained there is a serious political unrest in Ghana, where his contact was located. He told Van Landingham that Daniela was unsafe because there had been a rash of kidnappings of wealthy people in her region. Martin often discussed the plan to fly the wealthy Harris to the States, though he denied to Mississippi Today ever having a romantic relationship with a woman.
So
there's another part of this.
It's a mail order bride.
That too. This is slimy.
Wow.
This guy's Mr. Van Landingham is not. He's not a very smart guy.
I mean, this is Pulitzer stuff right here.
It really is. Good Lord, man.
And yet it goes on.
Well, yeah, it really does go on. I could spend a whole hour on this thing. There's more to this story. So, but come on, man. You should have known this was a scam from the beginning.
Right.
Reach out to me on Facebook.
Yeah, exactly. But it is the Nigerian prince scam, but it's a little more complex, but not much.
No, it's really not. Only in Mississippi.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it happens in a lot of other places.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just the drama. There's so many twists and turns in this. It's, Grisham is going to have a field day with this.
All right. Let's go to the phone line this morning. Hey, caller, welcome in.
Oh, good morning, y'all. I feel much better now. I thought I was sliding into depression until I heard about that story.
I know, right? There's a lot of scummy stuff going on.
I can walk outside and just nothing but smiles all day.
Yeah.
I can think of about 3 cliches for this idiot. Greed.
Yeah.
The greed. That's a prime example of greed.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Let's see. Well, like Ben Franklin said, there's nothing wrong with being rich. Squandering it is.
Yeah.
But how does anybody that stupid amass that kind of money? They must have had a TIA or something. But to get on Facebook and put your
I mean,
seriously, y'all. Good Lord, have mercy. That's amazing to me.
Can he just write "dummy" on his forehead right now?
Dumb, naive. I mean, you name it. It's come on. Yeah, exactly.
Well,
and how did he?
Smart at one time to amass that kind of money, but like I said, something must have snapped one day, and I think I'll just skip on over to Facebook and see if I can make $1 million or 2 or 3. Incredible.
Well, and it seems to me that he's brilliant in one regard, but one of these guys who's so naive that he would actually fall for a scam on Facebook, and send money to it, and of course send somebody else's money, which is even worse. And knowing that there'd probably be a chain through it. But the whole thing is ridiculous. I mean, on so many levels.
I would highly recommend for anybody that's in that same position, get you a friend or go to a financial advisor and say, what do you think about this?
Right.
I need a second opinion. I need somebody from the outside looking in. Is this legitimate? Do you think this is okay?
Here's another part of this, too. They told this guy when they broke the news to this Van Landingham guy, that the guy who was trying to start up this company, which I love the name, by the way, that the Ghanan vice president had been in a serious car accident that killed his driver. A story came out about that later, debunked that, and 2 weeks later, the guy was told that Daniela was in critical condition with malaria and depression, and they needed more funds. And guess what? He sent more.
Yeah, he deserved to lose it all.
Yeah.
Anybody that's stupid. I mean, seriously. But anyway, I'm listening. I just, I feel much better now.
I know, yeah.
That's right.
This guy's got
a little Christmas present to you.
There
man.
you go.
Y'all have a good one.
Hey, you too. Thanks.
Yeah. So, wow. Like, the more you keep reading about this is a pretty good book.
Well,
here.
As I said, it's Grisham. I mean, it is a Grisham book because it reads like fiction. You couldn't make this up. Well, I mean, it couldn't be real. It has to be made up. But it's what's amazing to me is that we sit here and we laugh and it's
serious,
so absurd. But the reality is that those funds, regardless of what your opinion is on welfare and recipients of that, these funds were dedicated to go to those who need it. And, these people are just playing with it like Monopoly money. And there ought to be consequences, and hopefully there will be.
Yeah. Let's go back to the phone. Hey, caller, good morning.
How y'all doing this morning?
Hey,
all right.
I think they ought to put that little bulldog Shad White on that deal.
Yes,
you're
right.
You are darn right.
Because I'm talking about he going to get to the bone of it.
Mm-hmm. He will.
Man.
Yeah. How deep does it go? That's the question. How many more people are involved?
You know, the truth of the matter is that's everywhere. Every politician, they're going to get their hand into something some way or another, and then they're going to tell you a lie about it. But anyway,
you're right.
Y'all have a great day.
All right, appreciate you out there. Yeah, how deep does it go, really? And, of course, it's a pretty lengthy piece here from Mississippi Today. And like I said, that was only half of it we just went through. There's a whole bunch more of it. So, but, pretty scathing stuff right there. So, before we take a commercial break, we need to thank one of our great local advertisers. Who we got next on our list this morning?
The Carr family.
No, truckers!
One-stop shop for all your tools. And how many more shopping days we got? Like 5, and that's it? The clock is ticking, and ticking loudly. Well, if you need to get something for that special person, then Trucker Supply is the place to go. It's more than just tools. Now, they have every tool that you would ever need, but they also got, of course, a full room of Milwaukee power tools, Yeti products, the mugs, the coolers, the Yeti dog dishes. Yeah, you got to get the pooch something, too. But, they really, if you walk out of there empty-handed, there is something wrong with you because they have everything or something for everybody. Let me put it that way. Trucker Supply, go see them. Of course, they got a great website, too, truckersupply.com. You know where they are, right there on Highway 19 South, right next to the McDonald's. It's your one-stop shop for all things tools and Yeti. And, of course, they got those, they got flashlights, everything that you would need. I mean, it's such a cool place. So, anyway, go see them. 519 Highway 19 South. Been doing it since 1969. Go pick up something.
All right, we're going to take a break here on Mornings Meridian, and we'll come back and wrap up the show. We'll touch on the Trump story just real quick before we get out of here.
Well, developing,
developing as we go. So 601-485-9191, that's our number. Got time to maybe get one more phone call in. We'll be back. We're just days away from the big guy being here.
Bruce Springsteen? Who's the big guy? You know, is it just me, or does Bruce Springsteen always sound like he's constipated? I mean,
that
the way
song
he sings,
especially.
no, he's just.
Santa's coming to town.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I grew up in New Jersey, so, you know, whatever. But he just, I mean, I like Bruce Springsteen, but he's got that, you know, it just doesn't flow out. He forces everything. Whatever.
I got Glenn back on the way at 9. Of course, Jason Whitlock sat in for Glenn yesterday. Clay Travis on vacation. A lot of the regular hosts are doing their vacationing stuff.
Roger.
But yeah, Roger. But tomorrow on the program we'll have the Sailor of the Year from NAS Meridian will be on the program at 7:30 for Underway with NAS. So looking forward to that visit. But before we get out of here, I know we got just a couple of minutes left here on the show. But your thoughts about Donald Trump and this whole deal in Colorado? Obviously, he's going to appeal.
It's going to go to the Supreme Court and it needs to. And, you know, they keep using insurrection for that very reason. That's the term. That's why they keep using the term, because it's in the Constitution that if you've been involved with an insurrection. I don't know. It's a non-starter for me. But the fact that it'll go to the Supreme Court, that's when they're going to decide it. So
well, I mean, I like they talked with Vivek Ramaswamy yesterday, and his comments were like, yeah, I see what you're doing, Vivek. You're trying to get yourself on the ticket there with Trump with his comments he made yesterday. Nikki Haley, on the other hand, said, let's leave it in the hands of the voters. Sure. You know, she took kind of the high road on it. You know, of course, they're going to ask all of the folks on the Republican side of things, and we know what Chris Christie's answer would be. But we know what that answer is going to be. But this is going to be a big story, and we're just going to kind of touch on it here at the end, because I know that all the national shows following us are really going to dig in depth on this throughout the day. So that's why I didn't want to spend a whole lot of time on it today, because that's going to be obviously when Trump's in the news. That's going to dominate the national shows today. But I'm kind of like you. I think this one, when it goes to the Supreme Court, it's going to kind of, you know, it'll sort itself out, so to speak. It will.
They'll fast track it, and hopefully they will hear it, you know, as soon as they can. So I don't know when the court's next in session, or if they're in session now. But, you know, going back to this welfare story.
You love the welfare.
Well, I read more, and I'm like, wait a minute. So, you know, this whole thing is with Ghana.
Wait a minute. There's more.
Guess who traveled to Ghana to talk to Phil Bryant?
Did he really?
He really did. And he said it was just a coincidence that he happened to be there at that time.
Ha!
Yeah.
Ha!
It gets deeper and deeper. Anyway.
Man.
He was there on vacation.
You know what? That may end up being one of the big stories of 2024 with all these court filings that are happening. This thing is starting to bubble up a pretty good bit after this revelation right here, these text messages.
Yeah. Chad White, I mean, he really should be investigating.
He ought to be foaming at the mouth right now,
chomping at the bit.
It's like, get Chad on the phone. We got to look into what's going on here. So,
Sorry, I just want to add that to it, and of course the Favre story is big. But as you said, the national news is going to pay attention to it, and it really is a non-factor until it goes to the U.S. Supreme Court.
Absolutely, yeah. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, the national shows will be digging into that a little bit deeper. So, folks, that's going to wrap things up. Hope you have a great rest of your Wednesday. If you haven't got your shopping done yet, may the force be with you.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So, Charles, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas. I'll see you on Tuesday.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Folks, have a great rest of your day, and what do we always say? Buy local. See ya.